On the right side of it. Oh, easy. Boom. All right. Let's do it.
Totally
Do you have the
different
sound?
way, and you're
Yeah, I do.
playing with people online.
Okay, Pog.
And you can't help but think,
I'll
like,
visit
if
a little
only
bit.
you knew
Right.
what I was playing, you know, every day.
Do you want to watch this?
And so it's just
Yeah.
it feels
No, you
really
skip the
good
shit. No, you skip
to
the
have that
gameplay.
out in front of
We skip
our
here?
community,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they can kind of see what we've been doing.
Dumb thing when you're playing Reinhardt, right? You don't want to
lower
charge
it-
him most of
lower
the
it a
time, but
little
now
bit,
it's like, yeah,
the
just go in.
volume.
Now
Yeah, that's
I'm going.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Back in.
Big
We can
ol'
bring,
Reaper,
we can bring Aaron
Reaper.
and Jeff back in.
Reaper.
As our next map's going to be a game mode that we saw at BlizzCon in 2018.
Strawberries are
seems
so
like,
good,
forever
man.
ago. Is a push. How has
Holy
the
shit.
game mode changed since we last saw it?
We haven't made a lot of changes to the mode
Well, what?
itself, at least
we
as
were
far
watching
as like
CC?
the big.
2 CP?
No, this is push. This is the new one.
What was the other one? What was the? Oh, this was the payload push.
The first one when we watched was payload.
And
This
then
is
it's
push now that
Push
they're
is
talking
when
about.
you fucking like getting territory. It's like
You have 2 robots. Yeah, it's the new one.
Yeah, where you have to
Rules go for it.
Go back to your thing.
You have to grab.
Both teams have it.
Yeah.
No, both team pushes the same robot.
Yeah. But if you win fights,
But we've
yeah,
continued to.
Yeah, and like if it's on your side, you have the advantage. I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Developing for it. So
Or like
we
you
have
try to push
more
it to their
than
side, of
one
course.
push map in development, and I think we have more than one that
fuck
we'll
you,
even
Brig,
be looking
stupid
at
bitch.
today. So
Yeah.
we're really committed to the
honestly, I'm not really liking the 5v5 idea. Really,
I agree.
it's changing the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, I think
yeah.
that's why they're
and
doing it.
we
They're
have
trying
a
to
lot of fun
re-amp the
playing this
Overwatch.
thing.
And apparently, May
I
doesn't have
think
freeze anymore.
the interesting thing about push to me is it from the outside it sort
it's
of
a
looks
robot,
like it's
I
a
see.
riff
And then
on
pushes
payload.
okay.
But there's something about
Yeah. So it's the thing. It's payload, but both teams can push the payload, right?
Yeah, but you have a robot. That
There's
should
no
push.
defensive.
Yeah.
Both are attacking.
Yeah.
having
That's an interesting
the
take.
this robot
Yeah.
move back and forth.
So it's basically like King of the Hill, but with a payload that you have
Yeah,
to
but how are
push.
they gonna do with time? What if both the teams are like equally? I guess you can't have that. I don't know.
The one who comes the furthest
Oh, okay.
in the time, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But then also, if you push the payload all the way, you win,
yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
in the
We'll
map
see.
that makes this very special. I almost think of push more as a moving control point or
Yeah,
or
moving
a
exactly.
match of control
Yeah.
more than
That's what I said.
a match of payload. And you'll kind of see it. The
That's what I
the
said, it's
mode can
basically
be
King of the Hill.
really flanky. So there's a lot of other heroes in here that I think can get
So
play
that's good.
and
So they're like
push.
listening to
And
the
a lot of that has to
community
do with just
that
the-
likes
the
King of the Hill better,
bidirectional
right?
nature
And
of
it's trying
that
to
robot
make
in the map,
a
and
better
also
version
because of how
of
quickly it moves.
Yeah, now
TCP
if you've
and
never
shit.
seen push before, there's a robot in the middle. Both teams will come out and kind of fight for it, and then once you get control, you can start pushing your barricade towards the opponent's spawn. It's the name push, guys.
I do think the game
Silas,
was
you
mainstream.
played it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
At
For a little
BlizzCon.
bit.
How'd you find it then?
We
I
can,
mean, it
we can
seems
skip
like
this
such a
shit,
long
bro. I
time
don't
ago.
care. Go.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic.
Holy
I
fuck,
mean,
these guys talk a lot.
Overhead view of the map
My
now.
God,
and see.
yeah, I want to see
Here we go.
match.
Yeah,
Here we go.
And some of the match, and the
This is
pace
what
of the
map?
match.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's, you see on the clock, it's a
It's in Russia?
8-minute
Moscow?
clock right
I don't
now.
know what
So
that
yeah,
shit
it is pretty fast. I
Diva
think
still has
it's
the same
definitely
thing.
intended
She
with,
flies.
some of these flames in mind.
Oh, she has lot.
It's a poor Lumpy.
Wait,
Was that a lot?
she's the same. She's the same.
Right
Yeah,
off the
she's the
rip.
same, she's
Lumpy
the
was
same.
going on one of those flanks.
Surprisingly.
Didn't turn out so well.
That's
So
fucking
does
bullshit.
the bot unlock right away?
It takes about 30 seconds for it to unlock, and the reason we do
Oh,
that
30
is
seconds
we
for-
don't want a team to think that there's a certain amount of pressure or to have all this pressure to get to it as quickly as possible. We want you to be able to be strategic with the way that you approach the bot in the middle of the
Like-
map. And it's,
So how do you
it's
think
very
the
similar to
payment
way
will be?
that
Do you
Control
think
works.
it's gonna be battle pass and free to play?
So we can see
For this?
the
No.
robot. He's
They're
got
gonna
a
make
name,
as much
right?
money as they can.
No,
Yeah, his
Overwatch
name's
2. What do you think?
TWO.
I think they're gonna have a beta. They may charge people for beta. Who knows?
That's good. So we
And
see,
then
some
the games will
Genji
come out.
play in
I
action.
thought- I
And, yeah,
heard
you
that
see, like, all the
they said
buildings
if you
kinda
have a
come
free
from
copy or have a
players,
copy of
you know,
Overwatch,
up
you have the
above,
game
to
already.
Side, I
You
think.
gotta pay for the
Okay.
campaign.
You can definitely see that, like,
That's
you
what I
know,
was told,
fast
but they always
paced.
change that, you know?
It looks, you know, way more like you can as a DPS player just kind of go off
What
to the
is
side,
happening
make
right
a
now?
play,
So
try
hectic.
and make a. You see here they're going right for the supports.
Yep.
This Genji
Yeah,
knows what he's doing.
and the map, there's still a main path in
Deadly
Bush,
Kitten.
and it's really important for us to have that in all of our map types.
Baptiste.
But there are a lot of
What was
ways
that?
to get
Oh,
around that and to
Diva,
get
what
through
the
it, and that's
fuck?
what creates a lot of these opportunities.
Going for the remake kill. Can't blame him.
Yeah.
What is this Tracer doing?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm fixated on the gameplay.
Trying to shoot the
Yeah, I
bap.
mean, this looks.
Yeah, but
this
he
is
literally
really
dropped the
deathmatch,
immort.
this
She didn't even
looks
shoot the immort
we're
once.
just, they're just going in there having
Yeah,
a
he's
bit
like,
of
yeah.
an old brawl, and then obviously
She's
as the
getting.
mech or the
It's funny to
point
watch.
is moving through the
What
map.
can I say?
It's changing up every single time. And it's
Soldier's
just,
still the same.
to be honest, it looks very
mean,
similar to.
it's literally
what I played
AI
back on
playing.
BlizzCon all those years ago.
Oh, so you just take
Just with one less tank.
you take poke shots.
Yeah,
poke
it's just,
damage.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just more space I think that operate.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's
Like,
basically King of
I'm-
the
I'm
Hill,
somebody who,
but with
I
changing
played,
points.
Yeah,
all
but
the
just
time.
it just
like,
seems
no?
hard. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I'm
Like
excited
it
that
seems like
maybe
this,
not
this
everybody
game's
will
gonna
run
be
around
really
him like a
long.
death ball, and I'll be
If
able
it's
to kind of like
too-
play Tracer and go off to the side.
I don't know.
I mean, they have
They play- I
5.5
noticed
minutes
too,
right now.
The green health.
Yeah,
So
but
it started
it
at
just.
6 or
Oh yeah.
what
I
is
guess
that
yeah, you're right. It
on
is King of the Hill. You just fight for
Forgot
points the
about
whole
that. So
time.
many
yeah,
changes.
and the one who pushes
I
the
was
furthest
like,
wins.
I was like, sound barrier doesn't give green health when I do it.
So how does it determine? So more
That's
players
the thing,
on the point determines how
we're
much.
changing up.
the bot pushes
everything's
yours?
working
Yeah,
perfect.
I
It's
think so.
possible
You
to
see
change
3
up what
versus
we're having
1.
right now.
3. You
It's a
see on the
change
top in
to-
top.
So
on the
essentially,
right.
all you gotta do is
Overhealth
touch point as a
is
team,
larger system.
fight
Mhm.
on team, and
In
then
Overwatch 1, you
be
can
better
have
and
over
win.
Yeah.
armor and over
Yeah.
shields, depending on who's.
But the thing is, the map is changing all the time.
What do you mean?
So you like because the payload
oh,
is
once we
moving.
started getting into
So
trying
like
to
you
create
get more
clarity and make
advantage.
sure
You'll have
the game's very
it's
readable,
really gonna be
like you mentioned with
like
the Zenyatta's
positioning.
UI and everything.
Positioning is gonna be so
that came up
important
too.
on
Is like
this.
it's possible
Yeah,
to
like
get,
holding top side and
especially
yeah.
when you get into like PvE talents and stuff like that. Your health bar can get really colorful
Especially
really
now when
fast.
it's
Like,
5v5.
you could have,
You're gonna
you know,
get
and then
so
armor and then
like if you
shields,
die,
and then over health, armor
that's
and shields. You
so
literally have
unforgiving.
6 segmented colored health.
That-
And it was
that
like,
Diva's
I couldn't even
dumb as fuck.
understand what I was looking at.
mistakes are gonna
This
be
is, like,
more
so
punished
insane.
in
So
Overwatch 2, I think.
we ended
I mean, yeah, you
condensing
have one
all
less
of the
player.
over health
So.
Yeah.
concepts into just
But also, I
one.
feel
Yeah,
like
but
healers will
concept.
play
Like
more of a
basically,
player.
if a
You know, it's
DPS
kind of
dies
interesting. Other than
and it's 5
Summer's
versus 6,
EP,
it doesn't matter
over
in
shields
Overwatch 1.
was more
Yeah,
thematic
true,
thing
true,
than
true,
anything.
because
You
the
know?
tanks
Because
can kind
it
of hold it
didn't
down.
regen like normal
Same
shields,
thing with
so
the
it's
tanks. The
overhealth
tanks
doesn't
die.
have,
You have good DPS, they can hold it down.
regeneration value. So it was like it was kind of nonsense anyway,
Yeah,
honestly.
I've
So
seen it
now
happen.
that I've
Yeah,
everything
yeah, they
green
can.
health, and it's
Like a
very
McCree or a hit
understandable that,
scan, they just hold it
you know,
down.
you see somebody with green.
But I think
and
now
you
when
can
it's
see, like,
5v5,
okay,
it's
that's
not gonna be
that's
as
overhealth,
forgiving.
it's either gonna drain or if I
Do
shoot through it,
mistakes
it can't
and
be
dying.
healed, stuff
You
like
have
that.
to stay together more.
Kind of helps
She got clapped.
clarify all that.
Port 2's getting a workout going back and forth, but I noticed before there was like a
Like this
circle. So is
game
there,
mode,
like,
you
kind
know,
of a-
wait, I'm gonna pause.
Okay.
You know what this game mode is gonna be, how it's gonna be played? Literally, imagine King's Row, right?
Yeah.
How you play on King's Row, how you play on that map. This is gonna be like King's Row,
I hate that map.
but the defensive team has like a closer. To exemplify it, the defensive team has a closer respawn.
Because the bot is closer to
That's exactly how because when you're
Yeah, yeah.
attacking on King's Row, you're really like close to each other. Everyone stays on payload, right?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
essentially.
no one rarely flanks. Maybe like a fucking Hanzo goes high ground, but basically everyone stays on payload on King's Row.
Essentially,
This is how it's gonna be in this game mode,
I'm
and
not-
I think it's not gonna I don't know, it's not gonna be as fun. You're
Alright.
just gonna be grouped up all the time,
Yeah, that's what I feel like
trying
too.
to poke out and like kill the
Yeah,
tanks.
It's essentially gonna be a fucking whoever can ult
capture
first wins
points,
the
like
battle.
progress? Does that change?
That's
the
what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a
respawns
poke
at
fight.
all? How
Whoever
does that
ults
work on
first
Push?
wins.
Yeah, it does. So,
But
the
also,
robot-
I think it's like Overwatch 2. It's gonna be the gameplay is also gonna be much more brawly because you have less damage, because you're 5.
Yeah.
So as you can see, like in the previous fight when we were trolling about the Tracer, the Genji and the Tracer could just jump in straight to the fight and not get totally punished by 2 tanks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the tanks have to go, I don't know, up against each
I-
other. So it's gonna become much more brawly and less damage basically.
So
So
we-
slower gameplay, as
I
you
guess
said.
I guess that's
But
what they
starts
want.
in
They
the
want more of a team. Like everyone wants to be together as a team, fighting as a team.
Yeah.
But that just I don't know if they're thinking about it, but like imagine trying to peel as one tank. You're fucking slow as fuck. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. That is whatever. It's like essentially,
middle of the map.
if a good team
and
flanks
it
you, you're fucking
pushes
done.
those,
Yeah, but
Especially
the thing
if
is, you don't have to peel as much now, right? Because it's less damage output from the other team.
I guess. I'm
Like in this game mode, I don't know.
but hey, they don't have a Mercy Ash fucking getting boosted out her wall. You know, they don't have that here.
Yeah.
like those red
It could be a
barricades
sniper,
in
yeah.
front of it. And you can use those to kind of like in world see what your high
Yeah, this gonna
watermark
be
is.
it's gonna be
And if the robot's
fun
able
to
to
explore
push it
this
to
game
the
mode.
checkpoint,
True.
it will unlock a forward spawn.
Does
room
Ryan have
for
2
the
charges?
team that was able to do it. You can kind of see it
I
just
don't
off to
know.
the left here behind Reinhardt.
I mean,
So if
he
the
was
attacking
going
team can
to
push
be
it
able
over
to
there, they'll
like
unlock that spawn point, and it gives them a big advantage
This
in
trace
order
is
to
better,
kind
right?
of push through the rest of the map.
This
And
Tracer's
then I
eating her
assume
ass
when
off.
they're when 2 starts moving the other direction, I guess if he decides to start
Ryan
moving
is
the other direction,
gonna be fucking useless.
they
in
would
this
lose
goddamn
that forward
fucking
spawn,
game.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
but there
that's
is,
the one.
it depends,
yep, there is
man.
an additional detail there. It's
How like
don't think
VWO
so.
has to be pushed
Literally,
back
Ryan
to the
takes up
middle
so
of the
much,
map before you lose your
The
forward
thing is,
spawn.
dive is gonna be much
Ow.
harder here. Like if you have a Ryan versus dive, I think it's gonna be harder here in 5v5
I don't know.
because you have much less damage output and healing now.
But Winston could snipe, so who knows? His scatter shot is like a sniper. It could shoot from a long range.
All right, that shit. I
Spawn
forgot
room.
about that.
And we actually started it the way that you described it.
Honestly,
But a lot
I
of
think
times the
like
robot
if you
could
play
just move
Zarya,
back and
imagine
forth across this
Zarya
one
like you
checkpoint.
dive,
And it
Zarya
got,
pops
like,
out 2
really
bubbles.
chaotic and you'd
then
have
the-
no idea where
you know,
were
that's
gonna
so much
spawn.
protection.
So we
Yeah,
kinda
no, I'm saying
gave you a
Zarya's OP.
grace
I already
period
believe
in there, or made it a
Zarya's
little
super
bit
OP in this
stickier
fucking
by
Yeah.
forcing him to
And
return
also
to the middle.
Ryan with the 200
Yeah, that's a
damage
good call. I
flame
can
strike
imagine
on the
if that
tanks,
was the
jumping in
case
and then
now,
hitting
yeah, you
them.
would
Oh
have
shit,
to
he has
dive.
200. He has
That's
200.
fucking-
He has 2 fire strikes.
No,
so that's
it's
like-
100 damage, but
next
2
time.
2
It's far
from
away.
200,
Yep.
right?
Look at that.
And I
How are
mean,
you supposed to
happens
fight
in
that
Overwatch,
against
you
the
know,
like?
but
Sorry,
it
it's
was
so
just
OP,
it was
bro.
way too blatant
This
with
double
that.
bubble Zarya is sick.
Yeah, they just said it.
It's not sick. It's overpowered. They're saying like
It's
it's
actually
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Like,
of
you
course
put-
it is. She has
keep it
4
in,
bubbles. It's incredible.
She's gonna get
Damage
nerfed
ramp when
immediately,
she's
bro.
shot.
Yeah.
Like
When they
most
see
of
the
it,
fucking
yes.
skill,
What
like,
is that bubble
So
usage?
you
Oh my
have
god,
the
it's
same
so bad.
bubbles you have. before,
and plus
but
he,
the
and
bubbles
it's not
you share
punishing if you have
charges.
bad
So, yeah,
bubble management.
We found
you have
that
2.
because this increases
Yeah,
flexibility in how
that's
you
the
use it.
thing.
She tends to be at a higher charge.
He always has a bubble up.
Yeah, like you.
Are you seeing this?
Yeah, I was saying like, imagine having a Reaper and a Zarya,
Also, it's
right?
actually even a
The
lot
Reaper
better.
goes in, dives. You bubble
I
him
found
once,
myself, like,
and then
you
you
know,
bubble him
Yes.
again. Yeah, and then he
Just say,
dives out. You know how OP that
That
is?
seems a little
You can kill a whole tank easy like that.
balancing
It looks-
TPD, but
It looks so fun
Oh,
though.
poor
I
Mercy,
mean,
man.
as somebody who loves
I
to
mean,
play
she's a red
Zarya,
spot.
like, I also can imagine the people
Like,
that I
Zarya's
play with
OP
on
as fuck. I
Zarya
don't give a
would just
fuck.
automatically double bubble themselves.
Honestly, I think they've been so fucking slacky on character development. Like giving character new abilities. They're like, oh, we give Ryan 2 flame strikes. We give Zarya 2 bubbles. Why haven't they done anything to the DPS heroes, to the
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
healers? You know,
The healers,
Fucking
I'm
shit,
afraid for
man.
them.
Everybody
I
else.
do not want to see Ana have 2
That's
sleep
like-
Solantes. That's
just
gonna
run
be
in a double bubble
fucking
cells.
OP.
yeah, for
think
sure.
Actually,
Like,
if I
put-
save
like,
2 and
like,
you
put
know,
that in a good
Genji
Ana,
pulls out
dude,
his
she's
blade
gonna
on my
dominate.
team, I think if I double shield him,
And then you
so,
can't
I
even
save
time her,
that,
or, like-
that's gonna be
Yeah, I
kind of
didn't even think
ridiculous.
And it
so-
predicted
I didn't even
people's
think of that.
cooldowns
Like,
are gonna be so
yeah,
hard
not just
because
applying
they have
the
2.
2 bubbles
Yeah.
to yourself, but
So
you
it's like,
could,
fuck, did
because
House
they
ship
share the
another one, you know?
charge, you
How many
could
bubbles have
theoretically,
Zarya used? I think
Genji
3.
plays
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be so
Oh,
annoying.
yeah.
Works really well.
so
So this
many,
is-
so many.
But I
different
guess
ways.
that
Yeah,
dragon
this
looks
is
like I like
as
that.
a just-
It's
just kinda
probably
recently,
gonna have a. I think what
coming off
could
the back of
balance
the-
it is giving it cooldown. The
like a
the
big
bubble.
cooldown. Oh,
Seeing out
before a
yeah,
second
everything.
one,
It's,
like a
yeah.
2-second cooldown.
It's been pretty
maybe.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm certainly concerned about it.
But
in
she
some
does have a
cases,
cooldown,
but it
though.
also needs to
No,
see
she
what else in
doesn't.
Play, so kind of letting her
No,
rock for a
so like
while, see
it gives
what
it a
she
global
feels.
cooldown for her ability.
Work in progress,
So let's say it
but
has
yeah,
like a.
I like
I
the
don't know how
progress
long it
amount.
takes to recharge the
Oh,
whole.
don't
shit.
tell me.
So-
I know what you're
Like
saying.
8 seconds.
OT,
Yeah.
But
How does the rule
you can
here
pop
work? I
out
guess
one
they
bubble,
have
then you
to
can't
push
put
all the way
out the
to
bubble
end, or
until
do they
2
just
seconds.
have to-
Yeah.
And then you can
Oh,
put
that's,
the
so
other
essentially,
bubble, and then
They
it's
just
8
need to
second
beat the time
cooldown
of
to
the blue
recharge.
team, so-
you
so
know?
essentially you
The-
could
the
bubble,
win
wait
condition
for the
for
cooldown to
push
happen,
is
then bubble again, wait for the
whoever
cooldown
has
because,
pushed it the
and always
furthest
keep
by the
one
end of
bubble
time
in your reserve
wins,
for
Or
emergencies.
if you happen, or if you're able to push all the way to the end of the map,
Does that make
you'll
sense?
win instantly.
I mean, you can kind of do
So now
that
they're
like
unlocking their
as
forward
Junkrat, you
spawner
know,
right here.
as the same, which is mine. You have one mine
the
out,
tragic
but it's not
strikes.
really the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
because
yeah.
the bubble disappears.
Yeah, they need to stay
Look at
near
this.
the
Look
robot.
at Zarya,
I
dude.
believe
She
to
is
keep pushing.
fucking.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. SHC.
But,
I don't know why they have a.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have a
The
junk right. That's a
big
bad
blunder where
choice for
everybody walks
Zarya.
off
They're
the
just feeding her
objective
ass.
Two just looks so
Yeah.
sad.
It's weird
Wait,
chance.
does
I don't know what
that
he's
sniper
doing.
have infinite like no cooldown?
Oh, that's a problem.
I would like to ask
I imagine these games
devs,
go right down to the
like
wire.
you know, about counters. Like, hey,
just-
like
it's
if I play
definitely
like
head to
a
that
Tracer,
towards
what
the
would
end.
you
This is
play?
going to be quite good for
I,
everyone.
I honest to
Imagine.
God would
This
think
is-
they would like. Oh, I would
I enjoyed
go.
that. I really
I
enjoyed
would
watching
go.
Yeah, I think
fucking
Stylus, I think you're
Moira,
on point.
you
Like,
know?
yeah, when you think
Something
about
like
like
that.
you know 5v5 or 6-on-6, you're like,
Okay,
oh,
we
well,
fast forward.
like
Yeah,
does it
fast
still
forward,
have
yes.
that like you know big like
Also, Lucio, he's not changed. Oh, big surprise, huh?
No change.
Yeah, big surprise, huh?
Is Lucio OP in higher elos? I feel like good Lucio obviously is pretty, you know, but anyone good.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Red Shell. Oh, this is just what highlights from AI play? No, thank you.
Oh yeah, I never watched Red Shell, so I don't know how good he is.
He's very good. I mean, he's rank 1
Oh, okay.
several
You start to
times.
play it, you
Oh,
just
there's
realize,
there's
wow,
super.
I actually have a lot more tools.
Super! We want to see
Super,
him,
super.
Thank you so
right?
much for joining us here. Of
Same
course,
old
Delici,
Bona fide
delicioso.
play at the professional level in the room here, and
Oh, they left. They laughed at my joke.
Okay.
chance to share some of your thoughts. But gentlemen, overall, it definitely feels like the role of the tank changes vastly now in this landscape. Not only is it just one
I
tank,
think our
but
main
maybe some of the
focus
roles
for this
or
showcase
things
was
you're expected
tanks.
to do in the game may have shifted.
The main
Yeah, I think
focus
absolutely.
is
I
my dick in
mean,
your mom.
It's sort of like, you know, definitely
Okay,
in the
skip
past,
this. I don't
it's
care
somewhat
what
true
you
as
say.
well that you're definitely leading your team, but I think
Skip
now,
this shit. I don't know.
kind
what
of being
this guy's
empowering
talking
is super
about.
fun.
Oh, he's playing. He's a player, dude. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that, dude. The professional boop. Look at this.
Look at this, man.
being
Oh my
super
goodness, power
fun
blue in
when
this
they-
shit.
especially obviously with the ability to cancel Reinhardt charges and stuff. So you don't have
Look
to
at that.
overcommit. And,
Oh my god, the grab.
instance, you don't have to overcommit
Oh my
areas,
god,
so
the
it's a lot more
combo.
control.
Oh yeah, yeah. What are these highlights,
get used to
man?
the changes, but
I want to see the hog gameplay. I really want to see the hog gameplay.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Lucio's
These
club
guys are
is-
just talking.
The team loves going to Brazilian bar.
Here?
I feel like
Here it
things
is,
are trying
maybe.
to
Oh,
improve the
Doomfist. Here
options
we
players have
go.
to solve
Oh my
situations.
god.
Are gonna be
How are you supposed to deal with?
maps in
Oh, how are you
Overwatch
supposed to
1
deal
that
with
would be reworked, or
DPSs that are tanks?
Dude, Doomfist
we
will
don't
be
know
OP.
yet. That's
in
it.
Like
That's
Overwatch 2.
Doomfist, Brig.
I don't know.
Brig is
Dude, Doomfist
basically
is gonna be OP. in
yo. Brig is
Overwatch 2.
basically a tank.
You look, you've got one less hero on the
Yeah, I
battlefield.
don't know. Well,
your
right
maps are
now she wouldn't be
much
that
more,
strong. I don't think in
like,
5v5.
I guess,
Maybe,
much
yeah.
bigger, right? It's just a large.
Like
you know,
put a
there's so much
Brig
more ground
and
you
a
could
fucking
cover.
Maybe, yeah.
Zarya.
Take a different
You bubble
approach.
Brig, tell her to go in, and then you bubble her again to go out.
How big the map
Yeah,
is, right?
I mean,
'Cause
I
obviously
think
there's a
Brig will
sense where,
probably
like,
be pretty
you know,
pog on the push.
If you go too far one direction, right, it can seem
Doomfist.
quite barren.
On the
Here,
push
like,
again,
there's attention to detail
what do you call it,
everywhere,
game
right?
mode.
So many crisscrossing ways of approaching the point.
The new one.
So it doesn't.
Nah, I kind of want to see this ball
definitely,
gameplay though. You know, having a
as
flanker
opposed to
kind of
much
lead the
before
team.
in
as a-
Overwatch,
Yeah,
as a
let's
live
see if
right
he
now,
has
it feels
something
bigger,
new
right?
here.
Is
Oh,
that under
yes.
consideration trying to balance
Yes,
that, the
nothing.
sort of size, and the majesty of it all.
Oh, it's so mad.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's
it's so
definitely more
fucking. It's
detailed
not
than
even
before.
like.
Interesting.
And
to see the fight.
It's so
Again, more
underwhelming.
options,
Like, come
there's
on, you're
more
releasing a whole
pathways and
fucking new
building
game.
players
Give, like,
to
do some
move
new content, yo.
through and build strategies for
I don't
them,
even know
but
what's happening.
ultimately the maps
I
are
honestly,
in a
this
fairly
ball is
similar
doing
size
nothing
to
really.
the
but
previous, you're
feeding.
just seeing a lot more detail out of the
I feel
Overwatch
like-
2 engine. We have a lot of
Some
cool
payload, I
upgrades
guess.
that allow us to do more while keeping
He's
us
not on.
moving
This guy is
performance.
like, I don't even know what he's doing. He's just like
Yeah,
sniping.
it's something we're constantly playing with, the scale of maps. And
Are they
how
defending
it
the
feels
ball
to
Oh
team?
move
my
through the
god,
space
that ball.
visually.
Oh my god! He
Pretty
could have
hard
killed
to
him
get
if he
started.
did that. If he managed that
Right, we
shit.
have sort of payloads that are moving through.
Like, ball is not.
There are multiple
Ball is
levels here.
frontlining. Like, what is this?
You can- There's even more options.
Dead.
Oh,
He's
didn't die.
dead. He got sniped. He got to get sniped.
Oh my god, he's
On
alive!
this
left
point-
high
He
ground,
survived,
right ground,
holy
so much
shit.
going on here.
Like, Winston's gonna be
Overwatch
OP
in
as fuck.
particular,
Winston
like,
can
taking that
fucking
middle high
jump
ground
wherever he
is-
wants.
You know, really important. If you can hold it, it's fantastic. But it's just really hard to hold because you have all these upper flank routes and under flank routes and stuff. So it's
That's
ends
May's
up being
second
like
ult
kind of a
this game.
gambit to try to
This
either
fight,
take it or
actually,
hold it,
or,
especially when you don't
during
have
this push
tanks that can just sit
battle.
on it with barriers all the time. But
Oh,
it's so
no
powerful.
brain
You can see
mercy,
Riddle's
main,
right there. It's
of
so
course.
powerful. You have just line of sight on everything.
Just holding right click and left click.
So
And again,
is Is universal ult charge nerfed, or is it just as a result of the tank changes that it seems?
Okay,
like
dude,
people are getting
I'm
their
pretty
ults
much
slower?
done with this, man. Do you want to
It's mostly
see
just
the hog?
tanks, and we don't have.
Yeah, I want to see the hog
I can't
before.
remember
Let's see if we
like-
can find it.
like it's
Hog, here it is. Here it is.
Like Roadhog.
Is someone like
Oh,
Hugo
unchanged. Who would have thought?
if they have a
Who's
shield or not?
unchanged?
only
Are you
hardest
fucking kidding
first.
me? Hog, he's
Oh,
unchanged.
unchanged.
Just that alone.
Like I
already
guess
makes
Overwatch. You
Roadhog
know,
shine a little
these
bit because
Overwatch
he's
pros
not
have like
being
some like
compared to
really
the
basic
huge
names, but it's like
barrier
wow, it's a
Reinhardt.
cool name. You know?
But certainly,
Oh
yeah,
my
like,
god. Get
healed
rolled.
that
Let's watch this
first
a little bit. I just want to see how
Um,
Roadhog
I mean,
plays.
it's the same.
one change we can
No,
make
no,
Wait.
now in this world.
No,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
no, like in a fight, like no shields, hog,
especially in regards to
frontlining as a
Yeah, he
main
just
tank.
got rolled. Didn't you
used to have
see?
a much
He died again.
faster hook way back in the
No,
day.
yeah, well, he got
maybe
rest,
bring
yeah.
that back.
Yeah.
Especially in a world where all the tanks are pretty aggressive, so it doesn't, doesn't feel like
Let's
it's
see
super
this.
crazy. I still want to make sure there's enough like counterplay. You don't want to feel like I made a
I
dodge
mean,
the hook and
effort.
we had no opportunity. To
I
attack
mean,
and just hooked again.
How doesn't it seem too bad right
it's really
now?
balancing
They have
act,
Zarya. Zarya's baiting his hooks
a lot
out
of
with a
the
bubble.
tank,
There it is. He hooks. Can he hook?
Can be just in the hero themselves.
Huh? And she can bubble
Just
again!
in,
That's so
just
OP!
threatening, like with all this extra damage and just. being
Oh
able
my-
to
oh
just
my
means
God.
Existing.
How did he do so much damage?
That's
One
so
animal.
OP, bro. I think.
Oh, maybe they've increased his damage.
Super-
He
Oh.
fucking two-shot the Zarya. What?
That's not good because every DPS is gonna complain.
Your main tank, as we called it, or off tank. What is it that makes you sort of feel most powerful?
Okay.
when you're playing
Sniping
tank,
Rolag.
Right?
I like
obviously
it.
All the heroes off.
I mean, what else can he do?
Oh, nice.
Can you
Right.
narrow down?
Well, he
This
can
guy
stand here like
this
he's
guy
doing
plays
now.
hog. This guy plays hog. He's not a bad hog.
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of
Oh!
it comes down to like decision making, right? And a lot of that currently is kind of based off of the fact of what your second tank is doing, which is obviously, no longer a thing because there's a removal. And I feel like this is really gonna have to rely a lot more on like your supports keeping you a lot more alive as opposed to like your off tank or secondary tank, being in coordination with you.
No, that's true. I
Because
agree with
the
that.
supports now, they only have to focus on one tank in particular.
What did he say?
He was saying
Oh.
that
But
now.
secondary tank,
Yeah,
your supports keeping you a lot more alive as opposed to like your off tank or secondary tank, being in coordination with you. Because the supports now, they only have to focus on one tank in particular. As opposed to having to split it between two.
He was saying, wait,
And
pause it real
I
quick.
feel like
I don't know if
that's
you heard what he
probably
said.
gonna have to give a lot more. Tanks are gonna have to play a lot more, I guess, assertive, because they can't really rely on their other tank to make the decisions for them, or like to
Like, how are you
help
supposed to
them out that
defend
way.
against that?
I feel like it definitely changed. I know, and there's a good handful of players who, they're
I mean, Roadhog
really
1v1 tank is pretty like. I mean, it's not bad. He has the kill ability, the one kill ability, which
Oh,
other tanks
one
doesn't.
bubble. Oh, so each bubble has a cooldown.
because he does damage.
Did you see that?
Yeah, of course.
Trying to make
You'll have to wait for
player
like double
feel
the time to get
powerful
both
Yeah,
bubbles.
without
yeah.
just doing damage
gonna hook that?
requires you to really think much more about GameSpot. So that's what I kind of wondered.
That's
Like,
beautiful.
Nice.
outside of just doing a ton of damage, how do you sort of balance
This
it
guy,
to make them
he's
feel
either
powerful without
maybe
just
diamond
pumping
or
numbers
plat.
into their primary fight?
Yeah,
Because he's hopping a lot. So only makes
I
things
think that's
He's
probably a
plat.
design philosophy that I'm maybe not qualified.
Well, I don't know what a diamond. I don't know what a
Um,
diamond hog
That's
looks like.
actually,
know,
that's
I
I
mean,
wish it
I
to be that.
wasn't actually
though, one
asking
day.
you, but you can weigh in on it
Okay,
first.
yeah, I'll stop speaking. That's good. No, that's good. I'll stop speaking.
So Ryan against hog. Let's see what happens. Ryan's gonna destroy hog. No way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's like we're talking about with just options, and like Super mentioned, like I'm just trying to
These
make sure
double
that,
fire
I mean,
strikes.
that's kind of the
Ryan's
point
gonna
of
have
the
ult
change,
every
is
fight
just giving
with
more
this
flexibility and more options. So, I mean, it happens to be she also generates a crap load more energy and is way scarier. Does
Ryan
more
hits
damage in
both
this case.
strikes.
Like I was mentioning with the crowd control changes as an example of this. We like to keep the tanks being the ones who are primarily able to do crowd control, and that's also with only being one tank.
This is
now,
interesting,
Hog
Ryan.
is
Hog
less
is
crowd
hog
control
is the
game
fucking frontlining.
in general,
Actually
but
interesting.
still allow them to sort of flex that particular element.
This Farad
Right, so you
played
talk
well.
obviously taking a little bit of that away from May, but
I mean, she's on the ground, which is kind of weird, champ. But
Hanzo.
you
yeah.
feel like you could
Hanzo's
include in the
left
game.
side,
It almost
running-
feels like it's a
Hog's
more
looking for
moderate
Hog.
approach
Miss.
now
Ooh.
because tanks can be the ones that bear a lot of that sort of crowd control potential.
Oh, they
which
got
means that there's,
Symmetra fucking
now it's just
cringe.
that one hero on the battlefield that really is able to produce so much of that outside.
Yeah,
of,
this is he's like
five
he's a
different forms
yeah,
that come
dude.
in. So it feels like
Hog's
almost
gonna be a
responsibility
fucking battery,
as a-
dude.
as a-
Like, he's
as
gonna
a
be easy
tank
to
player
fucking
is
get your ult
almost
with.
kicked up a notch there because you got to be a jack of all trades
Yeah.
in some cases.
Especially if crowd control
Block.
gets reduced to a
Zen is
point
playing
where
smart. No.
you're looking for
Yeah.
to counter something specific. Like,
Yeah.
you're looking for Genji Blade, then is ready. And you need to, let's say you're playing Hog. You're like,
Okay, we go back
really wanna land that
to
hook,
Los
and it comes
Santos.
in,
Yeah, I'm
it's a
done.
really big game changer if you land it. So sort of like make sure it's up and then you save.
Cover?
it,
Yeah. How, oh.
And conversely,
Marvin.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're a
Sorry.
character who
I'm accidentally
is really
muted. Yeah, we
watching
go
it
back.
For,
Thank you for
know,
wanna
watching.
go back?
like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Wanna
last
back?
bit is ult
Thank you
off,
for
and wanna
watching
make
with
sure
me.
you're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
get
yeah.
stunned. It's a lot easier